Hey, Doug Upstone here for Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, and today is Tuesday, September 5th. I hope you had a great Labor Day and a great weekend. I certainly did. Very pleased with how everything turned out. Had some nice time with the family, so it was all good. It really was. So hey, let's got our normal thing we're going to start now during football. Got a lot of new subscribers. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And we did well last week on our football picks. So that was and on these videos, I should say. And like I said, did well. Happy with that. And I say welcome aboard. Now, what we do here on Tuesdays now, we're going to cover college football, but no picks. Okay, right now, all we're going to do is talk about some of the big line moves so far and what the betting trends are, and then we'll come back on Friday and then look at all the line moves again and give picks and then see what any additions are. Okay, so that's kind of the drill for college football. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more on the same idea about the NFL. All right, so that's it. Vegas Pro Insider Daily. If you liked how my picks looked this past week, and you'd like some other betting information to help you along, you become a VPID member, $39.99 a month. That's it. Wise guy picks, top trends that are going on, top systems that are killing it, as per usual. A lot of other stuff like that. And plus, I'll even give you some freebies from our Inner Circle membership. Also, you can also join for that. But otherwise, just we're talking about the VPID membership right now, exclusively $39.99 a month. Check it out. Okay, you can cancel anytime you like, or you can even try the 7 days for $7 offer that's on there too. Okay, hey, let's get started with some college football. First up, on Friday night, Oklahoma State's going to be playing South Alabama. Now, in this game, the line has really changed. South Alabama is gone from, I think, 24 and a half up to 28 against Oklahoma State. Now, the Cowboys, geez, they gave up 24 points to Tulsa, but 10 of them were just gifts on turnovers that led immediately to points. So from that standpoint, Oklahoma State should have really rolled Tulsa. And South Alabama last week covered against Ole Miss. But, who's really comfortable here? Tough line at 28. I'm not gonna deny that. But I do know the Jaguars, if they're off a win, okay, straight up win, 0-8 against the spread the next game. Okay, tough spot. 97% of the betting public's on Oklahoma State at the present time. Yeah, wow, big number. Next up, East Carolina against West Virginia. Now, East Carolina was the only FBS school that was an underdog against an FCS school, and they got hammered by James Madison, 34-14 as 6-point dogs. Little wonder that West Virginia has gone from 19.5 all the way up to 24.5 against the Pirates. ECU, the total, let's take one step back. With a total at 64.5, ECU is 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games in which the total was 63 points or higher. Could be a tough spot for them. Again, 97% of the betting public is on West Virginia. Next, Cincinnati against Michigan. Now, Michigan, boy, the odds makers sure had them right, huh? They were a top 10 in terms of to win the national championship coming into the season, despite having to replace so many starters, and even from their 2 deep, they lost a number of guys from last season. But they just flat out hammered the Gators in all facets of the game to prove that they are, or at least off week 1, that they're just reloading, not rebuilding. They have gone up 5 points to -34 against the Bearcats. I just don't know how Michigan, if they come to play, how they just don't own the line of scrimmage like they did last week against Florida. Cincinnati's just another AAC team. This could get ugly. 77% of bettors are on Michigan. Next up is Louisville is going to be taking on North Carolina. They're making the travel, another road game for the Cardinals. Now, North Carolina last week, which that was one of my picks, I went against them with Cal, had Cal plus the points. California had a first-time quarterback, good quarterback, but first start, going up on the road against North Carolina's defense, threw for 363 yards, and they won the game outright, 35-30. Now North Carolina is going to be playing Louisville. Heisman Trophy winner, Lamar Jackson. Ouch. That doesn't sound good, does it? Doesn't to me either. The public is also thinking the same thing. They're taking Louisville from -6 to -10. that's a hard number. -6. If could have jumped on that early Sunday, gift, it seems to me. But -10 is a tougher number because Louisville's defense, as we saw against Purdue, not great. So I think this is going to this deserves some contemplation on this one. And of course, I'll have a pick for you later in the week. 71% of the people are on Louisville. Next up, we got the Keystone State matchup: Pittsburgh at Penn State. Last year, Penn State was still finding their way in terms of becoming a potentially very good team, and they lost at Pittsburgh, who had an excellent offense, and they got the job done. This year, though, the tables have definitely turned. Pittsburgh is opened up as a 17-point underdog, and they're up to plus 20.5 against Penn State, who is fully loaded, fully confident. Their offense is just absolutely dynamic. Their defense is good, and I honestly believe it's going to get better as the season goes along. Pittsburgh last week, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. They had to go to overtime to beat Youngstown State. Granted, from the state of Pennsylvania, but had to go to overtime to beat them. And last year, they were next to last, Pittsburgh was, in pass defense, and they just gave up 311 yards to Youngstown State. Whew. Not sure what I think about that just yet, but I do know that the Nittany Lions are 6-0 against the spread after they've gained 6.75 yards or more per attempt, okay, per play, I should say. 83% of the people are on Penn State right now. Lastly, okay, that we got for you, and these, by the way, are the biggest line moves of the week. When I wrote this article, and that accompanies this, so these are the biggest ones so far. TCU is going to be at Arkansas, which would be the lid lifter on CBS for their SEC coverage. Now, I understand that you lose a player like Ryan Pulley, who is a potential all-SEC cornerback for Arkansas. But you know what? Cornerbacks don't change lines, okay? So I was really puzzled to see TCU go from plus 2.5 to -3 at Arkansas. I thought that was really interesting. Now, last year, Arkansas had a nice 13-0 lead at halftime over TCU, who played a lousy first half. TCU came roaring back, took the lead, but they made a couple late mistakes, and Arkansas ended up winning the game in overtime, 41-38. Now that we got TCU as favorites, interesting to note, the Horned Frogs are 1-9 in their last 10 as favorites. All the other games so far, in terms of betting trends, have followed the trend, not this one. Right now, 69% of the people are on Arkansas. We'll see how that plays out. So, hey, Doug Upstone, Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, that's your betting preview as to what's going on. Tomorrow we'll do the NFL, and we'll also look at maybe some potential Thursday. Well, I think there's no college games on Thursday, but we'll look at all the NFL, and also not a big deal on New England and Kansas City just yet. But if something changes, I'll add that right in for tomorrow for you as well. All right. So we'll be back tomorrow. NFL. We'll look at the same betting trends for the upcoming week. And if we got something on the Patriots and the Chiefs, we'll talk about that too. Otherwise, that's what we got for today. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. This is Doug Upstone. I am out.